Hey everybody, I'm Zach and welcome to Brokenomics. Today we are going to be discussing Seedify. This is the first launchpad that we're going to be discussing in our launchpad series, so do not forget to like and subscribe. I've spent pretty much all of the last week trawling through the internet, accessing all the resources I could out there, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, reading white papers to give the most comprehensive breakdown of the Seedify platform that you will find on the internet. So firstly, what is a launchpad? Well, a launchpad is a platform for new crypto projects to raise funds by selling their native token before it's publicly released on platforms like Binance, Kraken and Uniswap. Seedify itself as a launchpad for these tokens began its life on Twitter with a simple hello on the 2nd of February this year. After that, they asked their community what blockchain their native token SFUND should be launched on, and it was decided that it would be the Binance Smart Chain, no doubt because of the cheaper fees. Their Telegram grew at a crazy rate. From the 15th of February to the 1st of March, it went from 0 members to 50,000. These are statistics that anybody or entity will be proud of. Then Seedify launched its own native SFUND token on March 26, 2021, and it was priced at around 30 cents. A couple of days later, applications to use Seedify as a launchpad were opened. Mainnet launched not long after on May 29th, and they did their first IDO a little while later on the 15th of July 2021 for a project called Wizard. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to include private sales because I don't think they're particularly applicable to our audience. I'm also taking a 3-month period to analyse the Seedify platform, starting on July 15th with the first IDO of Wizard, and we're going to stop on October 15th. In this time, Seedify have launched 12 projects. The first 3 projects were called Wizard, Fandize and Landshare, and they're slightly different to the rest, so I will be treating them differently. At the time, Seedify only had a 3-tier system, which subsequently has evolved into a 9-tier system. Seedify itself have also pivoted by specifically focusing on blockchain gaming and becoming a blockchain gaming launchpad for blockchain games. And this is a space that is flourishing at the moment, with games like Axie Infinity leading the charge. In fact, one of the other guys at Brokenomics, Ian, did a breakdown on Axie Infinity, so don't forget to check that out after you've watched this. There are 3 tiers in Seedify when it began. Tier 1 is the lottery tier, and you need to hold 250 SFUND to enter it. So the question is, what is the percentage chance of you getting an allocation? Now obviously this information isn't just given away by Seedify, and I did ask in as many places as possible, Reddit, Telegram, etc. And I really want to shout out to some of the mods who were particularly amazing and pointing me in the right direction while I was doing this research. So Jordorama, Mr. Sakib and the Twitter Seedify holders account, you guys have all been amazing, so thanks very much. Out of the 12 projects so far, the number of accounts that usually win the lottery is either 250 or 251, with the notable exception being Crypto Meta, which had 664 tier 1 lottery accounts. So what I did was, I went to the Binance Smart Chain and I downloaded the CSV file for every single SFUND address and the amount of SFUND tokens in every single SFUND address. And as of today, the 17th October, there's 28,738 SFUND addresses, with 85% odd holding less than 250 SFUND, so we can immediately discount them. So there are currently 1,869 addresses that hold between 250 and 999 SFUND. So this enables them to qualify for the Tier 1 lottery. Because if you had more, you'd be in Tier 2 and you wouldn't need to be in the lottery. So with 250 lottery winners and 1,869 addresses, you roughly have a 1 in 7.4 chance of winning a lottery allocation, which to be honest with you, isn't too bad. Now let's look at the amount of money you need to stake in relation to the allocation you get. So on the 15th of July, SFUND was worth 50 cent. On the 28th of July, it was worth 90 cent. And on the 2nd of August, it was worth 71 cent. And these were the 3 times the project's launched, the 3 dates they launched. The average cost for SFUND in this period then is about 70 cent. Tier 1 will cost you 250 SFUND, that's 70 cent, which is $175. Tier 2 will cost you 1,000 SFUND at 70 cent, which is $700. And Tier 3 will cost you 10,000 SFUND at 70 cent, which is $7,000. We were thinking at Brokenomics the fairest way to calculate your actual return on investment on these launch pads, because many YouTubers that we see just stick up the all-time high and dive into the hype. But let's be honest, most people do not lock in their profits at all-time high. So on the day you get access to your token, the token genesis event and the vesting periods after, we felt the fairest way to calculate the average sale price was to get the daily high, the daily low, the open, the close, and then divide by 4. I'm going to be calling this the average vesting day price. So let's take Wizard for example. Its tokens vested at 60% on the Genesis event day on the 15th of July, and then 40% a month later. The Genesis event daily high was $3.12, the daily low was 55 cents, the open was 59 cents, and the close was 91 cents. We divide them all by 4, giving us an average of $1.31. And then remember, 60% of these tokens to be invested. So we multiply 1.31 by 0.6, and that gives us 0.79 or 79 cents. A month later, when the remainder of the tokens were released to the Seedify holders, the daily high was $3.51, the daily low was $2.50, the open was $3.43, and the close was $2.98. Again, we divide by 4, giving us an average of $3.10. We multiply this by a remaining 0.4, giving us a $1.24. Now, because this was vested in 2 parts, as I said before, the 60% and the 40%, we add together the 79 cent and the $1.24, giving us $2.03, which is our average vesting day price. So if you were in Tier 1 for SFUND, your dollar value allocation was $141.67, which would have netted you at a IDO price of 50 cent, 283.33 Wizard tokens. And if you sold them at an average vesting day price over the 2, remember, of $2.03, you would get $575 on your initial investment. Gross profit minus your 141 that you did to buy the tokens will give you a $433.48 net profit. And you must also factor in that you have a 1 in 7 chance of winning the lottery to get into Tier 1. Now, I did base that 1 in 7 chance off the total amount of accounts at this point in time. No doubt back in July that would have been a lot smaller. Excel document where I've broken down all the 3 tiers for Wizard, Fandice and Landshare, along with the vesting, daily high, daily low, etc., which I previously explained. You can see all our formulas, how I got everything there, and how we got to our net profit figure here. If we scroll down, we also have the rest of Seedify's 9 other tokens or projects that have launched on Seedify: Monsters Clan, Crypto Blades, Continuum World, etc. We can see a lot of this vesting has not come out yet, so this is in the grey here. So we there's still lots to come there, so lots of profit still able to be taken. So this is the running total at the moment. If you would have been in participation in all of the 9 projects. So for Tier 1, presuming you win the lottery, which is a 1 in 7 chance I previously alluded to, you'd be up $492. Tier 2, $950. Tier 3, $2,600. So on and so forth till you get to Tier 9, which you have a whopping $176,500. So I'm going to link this Excel document on our Telegram. I will be updating it as more things get released by Seedify, and updating it here for October 22nd. For example, we have Forest Night, which will be vesting 20% of their tokens. So if you want to access that Excel documents, it's in our Telegram, and our Telegram is a great place for anything IDO, ICO, NFT related. We even have a calendar on Notion for all the upcoming events that we find interesting, and the community that we created there is really cool, with some really bright individuals seeing things in the crypto market that many others don't. But let's say now you want to get involved in Seedify, like what's it going to cost you? Well, tier 1 is 250 SFUND still, but SFUND has gone up drastically in price since the 30 cent it originally launched at. It's now somewhere at $5, $5.15. So if you want to get involved in tier 1, you need 250 SFUND multiplied by 5, so that's $1,250 dollars that you need to stake essentially to get SFUND. For tier 4, it's 5,000 SFUND, so 5 by 5 is 25, so $25,000 is what you need to get into tier 4, and it goes all the way up with 100,000 SFUND, which would be $500,000 to get into tier 9. So that's only for the massive whales out there. If you like this stuff, this is the first part of our Launchpad series. We're going to be breaking down all the major Launchpads and seeing what is the most profitable, to figure out for you guys to put where to put your money. If you like this content, please do like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm. I'm Zach. This has been Brokenomics. I'm out. Burp.